So, I'm gonna be reacting to the Oscar nominations. Now, warning, I've never done a reacting video because I don't react to things. I have a very stale face and a very monotone voice, and it's rare that I get really reactionary responses in life. I could see like a train crash into a tower, and my face will just be like that. Especially these days, I feel like I've stopped reacting to things like Capitol Hill riots. Oh, okay. Fucking squeeze of GameStop stock, Redditors. Okay. Like, it's like everything has become so crazy nowadays. Like, if I see an Oscar nomination list, I'm not gonna react. I'm sorry. Like, we've been through it all. There's been a pandemic. There's been the fucking Capitol Hill riots. Fucking crazy-ass election. I'm not gonna react to a list of movies, okay? But alas, I'll just give my thoughts on it. Also, I think the Oscars are a stupid show. I'm not gonna be watching the Oscars. I just like looking at the nominations and winners on Google when they come out. Reason being is that the Oscars is not about film, unlike what normies might think. Normies think that the Oscars are about movies. I would recommend the Oscars to someone who's into politics, because that's all what the show is. The people win, and I'm like, oh, what do they have to say about their craft? And all of a sudden they start talking about like presidents and stuff, and I don't really know politics. So I'm just like, hey, wait, what? So anyway, I'm gonna react to the Oscar nominations. I'm gonna look at the list. I'm on Fox News, so I don't know. Is it fake news? No, it's not fake news. It's a list of nominees. Here we go. So The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. So of all of these, I've seen, there's only two that I haven't seen here. I haven't seen The Father, and I haven't seen Judas and the Black Messiah yet, though I plan on it. I'm not really interested in The Father. It kind of looks like a meh. I don't even know what it's about, to be honest. But, yeah, this list to me is okay. This is an okay list. I think movies like Promising Young Woman, Minari, and Mank are the standouts here. I wasn't that big into Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal to me was a little indie, it felt like an indie parody. It was like a little cliche indie movie, I guess, though the lead performance in that was pretty good. Notable ones that are missing here for me, well, not notable, like I wasn't really expecting them. Devil All the Time, I think, would definitely be a contender for an Oscar in my head anyway, and I'm thinking of Ending Things. Right now on this list, the only Netflix movie is... The only one that's made by Netflix is Mank and the Trial of the Chicago 7, which is pretty surprising to me because Netflix is the only one that could have qualified for a lot of Oscars, seeing that all the theaters were closed. The problem I have with the Oscars is that they make political choices when they come to their film selection. I feel like they have a bias for period pieces, a bias for movies that tackle themes of race, which I have no problem with movies that tackle the theme of race, but I feel like they put it as a priority. And another problem relating to that is that the Oscars claim that racism is still present nowadays, which it is, in my opinion, anyway. Racism is still a very real thing, yet the only movies they nominate that tackle themes of race are movies that happened prior to 1970. So just on this list, Trial of the Chicago 7 is about racism, and also Judas and the Black Messiah. So it's a bit of hypocrisy, but I wouldn't expect anything less than hypocrisy from Hollywood. Moving on to Best Director, we got Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, by the way, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, David Fincher for Mank, Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, and Thomas Vinterberg for Another Round. I thought Another Round was a great film. Probably should have been nominated for Best Picture, in my opinion. I liked it more than several of those picks there. I liked it more than Sound of Metal, Trial of the Chicago 7. I liked it more than Nomadland. But of these picks, I actually think... I loved Minari a lot. I think Minari was the best movie that came out in 2020. I'm happy with Emerald Fennel. Actually, all of these picks are good in my opinion. I would like to see Thomas Vinterberg win it. He did an excellent job with The Hunt, and now with another round, I think that would boost his career. But as far as directing goes, which the way I judge a best director is I see how monumental the task is and how much they pulled it off. So like in previous years, you had movies like Gravity, and I didn't think Gravity was a particularly good film, but I do realize it's an accomplishment in directing, because it must be so hard to synchronize the cinematography, the VFX, the acting, and doing that all together the way Cuarón did it. So when it comes to that, that's how I view Best Director. That's probably not how the Oscars vote for it, but when it comes to that criteria, I think Emerald Fennel is actually my fave of the bunch here. But Promising Young Woman was not my favorite movie of this bunch. Minari and Mank were better films to me, but I think she did the best job directing. Next, moving on to Best Supporting Actress. Maria Bakalova for Borat's subsequent movie film, Glenn Close for The Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman for The Father, Amanda Seyfried for Mank, and Yun Jing Young for Minari. So she was the grandma in Minari. Of all of these, which one is my favorite? I didn't think Maria... This is controversial, I know, but I don't think Maria Bakalova fits into this category. I think she was actually... I thought she was a little bit annoying in the film, to be honest. And a lot of it is because of the stunt that happened at the end, that people are like, oh, it was such a good performance. She definitely has balls for doing that, but as far as a performance goes, I don't think it was that spectacular. The Oscars will do that every now and then, just throw in a comedic performance for like Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids, or Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder got nominated, so they like throwing in that random comedic performance every now and then. I just didn't think she's all that good. Glenn Close was a bit of an Oscar baity performance, so I think, I haven't seen The Father, but I think the best one of the bunch here would be Yun Jing Young for Minari. I think she had the best performance of the five. Best Supporting Actor, so Sacha Baron Cohen for Trial of the Chicago 7, Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, which I haven't seen yet, Danielle Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah, Paul Raci for Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah. So, of this list, I don't think Sacha Baron Cohen fits really in. I didn't like his performance. I thought his accent would kind of go in and out and was a little distracting. I don't even think he was the best performance in the film. I thought Eddie Redmayne was the best supporting role of that film. It's hard for me to kind of judge this one because I haven't seen Judas and the Black Messiah and I haven't seen One Night in Miami. Paul Raci was good in Sound of Metal, though. And Lakeith Stanfield is one of my favorite actors working right now. I think everything he's in, he's fantastic in. Even when he's in a mediocre movie like Sorry to Bother You, which I like some elements and I don't like other elements, he's always like a good performance in there. So I'm not going to pick a fave out of that. Best Leading Actress, Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman, Frances McDormand for Nomadland, Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, and Andra Day for The United States versus Billie Holiday. Of these movies, I've only seen 3. I saw Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Nomadland, and Promising Young Woman. I think Carey Mulligan did a really good job in Promising Young Woman. I thought that movie was great as well. I would like to see Carey Mulligan win because I thought she had like a bit of a boom in her career when it was the early 2010s. She was in Drive, she was in The Great Gatsby, movies like that. And I feel like I haven't seen her in anything for a while until Promising Young Woman. And I thought she was absolutely fantastic in that movie. Frances McDormand also was really fantastic. She could win as well. Viola Davis, to me, wasn't the lead performance despite her name being in the title of the film. She was a supporting character in that film. The lead performance should be Chadwick Boseman, so I don't think she belongs there, just out of technicality. Also, look, I watched Saint Maud recently. I thought the main character in that did a fantastic job, But the problem is, horror movies aren't real movies, so you can't really nominate them for Oscars. Uh, like, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is a real movie, and Saint Maud is like a fake movie. This is all sarcasm. But yeah, I think she had the best performance, but it's a horror movie, so it doesn't really count. Best lead actor, we got Chadwick Boseman for... Okay, so they put 2 leads, I get it. So Chadwick Boseman, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman for Mank, and Steven Yeun for Minari. Yeah, so pretty good list overall. I think the best one here is Gary Oldman in Mank. I don't think he's gonna get it because Mank is a bit too much of a niche film. And I feel like people are nominating Mank just because it's about Citizen Kane. They're like, yes, Hollywood, I like Hollywood. But they don't really like Mank. I'm sure 90% of Oscar voters who voted for Mank fell asleep during Mank. But I actually enjoyed the movie. So, and I think he stole the show. He had such a good performance. A more comedic performance, but good nonetheless. I think he had the best performance, though I wouldn't mind seeing any of the other people win here. Best Original Screenplay, Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman. This is what I fucking hate about the Oscars, you know? They'll nominate the same movies over and over and over again. Like, I get it, Judas and the Black Messiah is good. Can you just give awards to... Like a movie like Vast of Night. Can we get, like, Vast of Night a nomination, or is it, like, just too weird? Okay? Or Possessor. You know? There were other movies that came out. Devil All the Time. No. It's always going to be Minari, Judas and the Black Messiah, and Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal. It's like, a little variety, please. So, Sound of Metal and Trial of the Chicago 7. Trial of the Chicago 7 is going to win. Aaron Sorkin. Everyone's got a boner for that dude. Best Adapted Screenplay. So, Borat's subsequent movie film. The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger. I've never heard of The White Tiger, to be quite honest. But, yeah, again, wasn't that big into Borat's subsequent movie film. I don't think it's going to win. I think Nomadland is going to win here. This is what's going to happen. They're going to make Chloe Zhao win screenplay and make someone else win director. That's always what happens. Then we get into costume design, stuff like that. Yeah, let me just scroll through everything, see what I'm missing. Best International Film, Another Round, Collective, which is from Romania. I saw that movie, actually. It was pretty good. Better Days from Hong Kong, The Man Who Sold His Skin from Tunisia, and Quo Vadis Aida from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Or whatever, however you pronounce that. Yeah, so there we go. Original score, The Five Bloods from Terrence Blanchard, Mank, Trent Reznor, and Atticus Ross, which I was really surprised that they did that score. And if you look on this list, Soul is also nominated, and that was by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They're very versatile people. People think Trent Reznor, you think of Nine Inch Nails. This guy, he's got a couple more tricks up his sleeve. News of the World, James Newton Howard, Minari by Emile Mosseri. And then we get into all those obscure categories. Actually, no, let's look at cinematography. So, Trial of the Chicago 7, Nomadland, News of the World, Mank, and Judas and the Black Messiah. I think Mank is the best here, but I think Possessor, that came out. That had good cinematography. Is it because it's a weird horror movie? This is why I didn't want to make this video. My blood pressure. It's not good for my blood pressure. When I make these videos, I'm sweating. My back is sweaty. I don't know. It's just like the Oscars. It's like... I'm happy because Mank and Minari were my 2 favorite movies of the year. But it's like... I think the goal... This is the thing. I'm going to explain it to you guys. Okay? I don't get mad when something I don't like gets nominated for an Oscar, okay? To me, and I don't get mad if something I don't like wins the Oscar. Like, I don't really care. I want to see like small movies get nominated more because I know it means a lot to them and it can further their career. I'm sure whoever directed The Vast of Night would have benefited from being at least nominated for one Oscar, whether that be adapted screenplay or directing or anything like that, cinematography as well. Same thing with Brandon Cronenberg with Possessor. Same thing. Like, these small independent artists would really benefit, and not only would they benefit, they actually deserve it as well. So that's why I don't really like the Oscars. I feel like they don't watch enough movies. I feel like I watch more movies than the average Oscar voter. When you think of it, Brad Pitt is an Oscar voter. I watch more movies than Brad Pitt. Like, Brad Pitt has like 10 African children to take care of, and I've got like no life. Okay? How many movies is Brad Pitt actually watching? And if he is watching a movie, he's watching it stoned, let's be real. So, yeah. That's my reaction to the Oscar nominations. I told you it was gonna suck. Like, I have very bad reactions to things. Like, I'm very neutral. Like, my voice, it sounds like meh, meh, meh. But you got it! There we go. Enjoy.